Howdy, friends and floor heads. Happy Sunday afternoon. I am in a different spot on your screen. Normally, I'm there in the top middle, but we have Mr. Brian there, and you should be familiar with everybody that's on screen. Obviously, it's me. But our keeper of arcane lore is today going to be Brian Schoner, who's a good buddy of mine. You've seen him in our Great Forbidden Lands run as Sten. And my top right, we've got Vaslev, who you know from, let's see, what, Blades in the Dark, who know from Star Wars, who know from uh
Mothership.
Mothership. So Vaslev has been in a few games. Shadika's in the top left. You know her from our Fear Itself game. And then we have Maeve. Maeve is able to join us, who created a favorite character for Forbidden Lands, but decided that getting an education was more important than being on my channel, and has had to hand the reins over. So you know what? Let's not spend a whole lot of time. I'm going to hand things over to Brian.
All right. It is good to have everybody here. As Craig said, we got kind of an all-star cast. So I think without any further ado, we might as well just get into things. You wake up. It is hot. It is humid. As you sort of come to yourself, you're variously laying or sitting on what looks like some hospital beds. This is clearly some kind of a hospital room. There are some ceiling fans slowly turning overhead, but it's not doing a whole lot to keep things cool. You can see out the window just a little bit of what looks like some vaguely tropical foliage. There doesn't seem to be anybody else in here but the four of you, and you have no idea how you got here. Craig, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you're going to be depicting today?
So I'm playing Sean, and Sean makes a living as a bodyguard of somebody very, very important. Somebody he refers to as Mr. James. So I am been in New York for a long time, from Irish Italian descent, and pretty serious dude. Very good at what I do. Have come from a hard life, and I take what I do very seriously. So making sure that Mr. James is safe is about all you'll hear from me.
Okay. And as long as we're talking about Mr. James, Maeve, tell us about him.
I am James Sterling from Providence, Rhode Island. I'm an industrialist, very serious businessman. My goal is to just keep making money and make sure everything's running smoothly. That is the trains run on time, as they say, and that is exactly what I plan to make sure everything works the way it's supposed to.
Sounds good. I think we also have your daughter here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm playing Donna Sterling, daughter to James. I was born of wealth, and now I am a student for anthropology. And my goal is to marry someone and move far away from home, but
Excellent.
not who they want me to marry.
Right, of course, yeah. That'll hook you up with someone, but that may
Exactly.
not be what you need. And finally, we have our last participant.
So I'm a Dirk Kessler. I'm a New York PI, and I'm a pretty good private investigator. Like, I'm working for Shaw's Investigation and Security Services, I presume for last 10 years. And I'm pretty good investigator because I managed to stay out of booze. So we'll see how that goes.
Excellent. So yeah, here you all are, just kind of all sort of waking up or coming to, as the case may be, at the same time. What do you do?
So first thing I'm going to do is, one, can I sit up?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're not strapped down or restrained in any way.
And is there anything attached to me? So do I have a needle in my arm? Do I have...
No, nothing like that. You're wearing what looks like sort of standard issue hospital pajamas. There is a little wristband on your wrist, just like a piece of paper. It has your name on there, some kind of patient identification number, and under date of admission, it says October 28th, 1930.
And what is today?
You don't know.
Okay, great.
Presumably at or after October 28th,
Got it.
1930.
So I immediately sit up and I need to figure out where Donna and James are.
They're right over there.
And are they awake?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like everybody woke up at around the same time.
Hey, Mr. James.
Where are we?
I don't know. Just check yourself real quick, okay? Like, do you have like anything hurt? You okay? Hey, Donna, how you feeling? Okay?
I don't know where I am.
Well, do me a favor. Check yourself real quick. Make sure you look okay. Make sure the name on your little tag there is your name, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, you all, the information on the wristbands is all the same. You've got the same date of admission, everything. You feel okay. You know, it doesn't feel like there's anything physically wrong with you, although obviously you're a little disoriented and a little confused as to how you got here. You see maybe on your exposed skin, maybe like a couple very small scratches and maybe a fading bruise, like you had, been through some rough territory or something like that, but no significant injuries. I mean, you feel healthy other than not having any idea how you got here.
Where's the last place I remember that I was?
You remember getting on a ship in New York City.
Okay.
Were we bound for anywhere in particular?
Make me a luck roll. Let's see if you remember that.
That would be a no.
Okay.
Right.
You're not sure you were going somewhere. It was important, you know that much. But
I've got this damn fog in my head, but we were on a boat, right?
Yeah, Mr. James, we're getting on a boat. I remember that, but I don't remember stuff. Now, do I know Dirk?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask.
Yeah, you would recognize him. You're pretty sure he was with your group on that boat that James mentioned, but you don't really remember much beyond that. Dirk, for your part, these people are clients of yours.
Okay.
But you don't really remember the details.
Oh, okay. When I woke up and I did the same check, I presume I have the same findings. Could
Yep.
I understand if I was put under with some anesthetic or if some drugs were put into me?
You take a quick look around. You don't see any like signs of injection sites or an IV or anything like that. Obviously you could have been given something, a pill or a liquid or something, but other than that, you don't see any sign that you've been drugged in any way.
And we're in the room by ourselves, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And I need to very quickly figure out if our shit's in this room. And if it's not, I'm looking for a weapon going from firearms down to a baseball bat, down to a needle. But I am unarmed, and that is not okay.
Okay. Your shit is not in this room unless you perhaps count the bedpans under the cots, but we won't go there.
Okay.
It doesn't look like there's anything here that would work, obviously, as a weapon. There aren't any scalpels or anything like that. I mean, you might be able to pick up a nightstand and hit somebody with it if you had to, but there's not much going on. There's really not a whole lot you can work with here from a weapons perspective.
Hey, you, the Dirk, right? Yeah. Look.
Yeah, I'm Dirk. Yeah.
I'm checking the door. You stay here.
Okay, I'll stay here. I will just check out of the window to understand what's our whereabouts or mine as well.
Okay.
Don't get it.
So Dirk, as you look out the window, you can see that it looks like it opens onto what you'd guess is some kind of interior courtyard. And it appears that there are some kind of guards dressed sort of like the guy on screen now. So Craig, if you want to share that,
Yep.
Which you would probably recognize as U.S. Marines. Let me try and adjust this a little bit to get.
They are armed as on the picture.
Yeah, they're armed. They don't have the guns out. They're kind of slung, but it's that kind of look. There's probably 2 or 3 of them out in that courtyard area.
And you said it was very hot and humid as well.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah, it seems like a tropical environment.
Right.
And then, Sean, when you go to the door, you see immediately outside the door, there is a similarly dressed and armed guy who kind of looks over at you when you open the door and just says, "Please stay in your room, sir."
So I'm not going to answer him. I'm going to turn back to Dirk. What do you see out the window?
It seems that we're in some guarded compound. There are Marines with guns, and this is no ordinary hospital.
Yeah, I got
obviously.
some Joe out here, and he looks like he's got a gun too.
I will say that as you guys see, both in the hallway and to a lesser extent in the courtyard, there are what looks like more traditional hospital people. You see some orderlies, you see what looks like a nurse, walking along and that sort of thing. So it does look like it's a hospital, although most hospitals don't have armed guards like this.
Would we see other patients like playing chess or something? Or
You probably see a couple patients just kind of walking out there taking the air a little
But
bit.
not out in the courtyard. Okay.
In the courtyard, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. James, what do you want us to do?
I want to speak to whoever's in charge, and I'll head to the door where the guard is. And I said, young man, you need to find me a doctor or someone to tell me what the hell is going on.
And he looks a little surprised like that, but he sort of nods and turns away as if to step down the hall. And then all of a sudden you hear a voice from inside the room from someone who's not one of you and you're pretty sure wasn't there before. It's a voice that just says, well, that's mostly because you've been suffering from some periods of blackouts and lost memory. And you sort of turn and look, and there is a young gentleman there. Look, he's got kind of a white doctory coat. And he's just kind of standing in the middle of the room amidst you. He definitely wasn't there a minute ago. And you kind of look back, and the door you were just going through is closed. So it's like you lost some time or something.
Who are you? And I'm getting myself, but I want James and Donna behind me, or I want to be between whoever this guy is and them.
Okay, he watches you like with an air of slight confusion, but he does, he makes clear that he's not, hostile or aggressive in any way. He says, "My name's Dr. Alan Kelly. You're at Elmwood Military Hospital in Port-au-Prince."
Port-au-Prince?
Yes, sir. Haiti.
Oh,
Haiti?
How did we get to Haiti?
Well, apparently, your passports say you came here on ship and arrived last Thursday.
what's the date today?
This is the 30th of October.
And what's the last date we remember?
Probably about the 18th or so.
Okay.
Yeah, you've lost a significant amount of time.
Dirk will immediately breathe into his hands, trying to check if he can smell alcohol from.
Now look, you're gonna have to explain things very succinctly because this doesn't make any sense.
Well,
what exactly is going on?
Well, I can tell you what I know, which admittedly isn't as much as any of us would like. You were found 2 days ago by a couple local farmers just sort of wandering around in the hills outside town. You seemed to be disoriented in a state of shock. Your clothes were filthy. You didn't seem to have any injuries on you. You couldn't really tell us anything about what you were doing out there or what happened to you. So we've brought you here to observe you and hope we can keep track of what's going on. I should probably let you know that whatever is affecting your memory seems to be an ongoing problem. We've had this conversation by my count about 8 times over the past 2 days.
8 times?
That's ridiculous. I don't believe any of this. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I would be happy to tell you otherwise, but I'm afraid that's the case.
Can we get our belongings? Why there is an armed guard at the door? So.
Oh, it's a military hospital.
Oh, okay.
But and Well, the American position in Haiti is a little uncertain right now, so we like to keep things secure. And all of you would probably be aware, at least in the broad sense, that Haiti is under U.S. occupation and has been for like 12, 15 years.
Yay,
Um,
America.
yeah,
America.
we're helping.
Jesus.
So, and as you can imagine, that's not especially popular with the local population. So, I mean, that part at least adds up.
But why would we come to Haiti? Can I try to see if I remember why
Uh,
were we here
sure,
or
you can make.
attempting to?
Yeah, you can make me a. You know what? This is sort of a psychological thing. So why don't you make me a power roll?
Nice.
Power. Okay. Give me a second.
And that'll be not from
It's
your
one of the stats up
skills.
top.
It's up top.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
You have
okay.
everything. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you remember not a lot of details, but you were here. You came here with your dad and Sean and this investigator person. Um, there was something or someone missing that you thought was here that was very important to you, and you came down here to find it or them.
Okay. She's gonna say I remember us traveling together, and it's someone's missing. We need to find them. I
Donna, what are you
Can-
talking about?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that does sound it kind of rings a bell with the rest of you. Yeah, there was someone we were here to find.
Can I get my notes? I presume I had some kind of notes that I kept track of.
You probably
What-
did, but they're not here with you.
Yeah, I'm speaking to the doctor. Can I get my notes? I wanted to check up on the things I've written down. Maybe it will, restart my memory or something.
Well, all you had on you when we found you, or when you were found, was your wallet and your passport. We can certainly bring those back. Anything else you have is probably at your hotel. We asked around with some of the hotels. It looks like you were staying at the Olafson.
Olafson.
Hey,
Okay.
I'd like to go over to James and kind of whisper in his ear.
Mhm.
Hey, Mr. James, let's regroup. Can we get the doctor here out of? Can we clear the room? Can we have the room so the four of us can talk?
I agree. Doctor, can you give us some time to sort through this? This is highly unusual, and we're all feeling a bit
Of course,
uncertain.
I understand your situation. Just to give you an idea, like I say, we've had this conversation a number of times. So I'll check back with you in a little while, and if you're able to show that you're starting to maintain memories and that sort of thing, we can see about getting you discharged. I mean, I'm happy to keep you here for as long as you like, but I'm not, frankly, all that certain how much we can do for you. But if you are at least at a point where you're not having these blackouts and your memory's continuous, you won't be a danger to yourself.
All right, we appreciate that. Just I'll need a telephone as soon as possible.
I'll see what we can arrange. And he says, as I say, I'll check back with you in a little bit. And he heads out, and you are alone again.
So, Mr. James, like I don't remember much, and it kind of like what Donna, what you're saying makes a little bit of like sense to me, like I saw it in a movie or something, but like I also feel something else. Like, all right, so like check, like I think there's someone's trying to hurt us, right? Like so, like I just got this feeling like we're in trouble. Do you understand
Think
what I'm
so.
saying?
This could be like sabotage or something of that sort.
Yo, no, not like I'm not like guessing that, Mr. James. I'm like I like in the same way Donna kind of remembers. I like kind of remember like we're in trouble. Like something wants to kill us, and so we gotta be super safe, and we need to find our stuff.
Oh, when you say something, do you mean someone or?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm trying to piece it all together, right? It's all foggy up in here, and like I think like there's darkness, like something's real dark, and it wants to kill us, and I'm not sure what any of that means.
Well, I'll trust your instincts, son. What do we do from here then?
Can I get a check, like if the doctor was talking the truth? I guess I would have some people skills as a private
Sure, you can
investigator.
give me a psychology roll. It's probably your best bet there.
Okay, let's click it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you got the impression from him that he wasn't really he was telling you the truth as far as he knew it. You get the impression that he generally wants to help you, but he looked like he was a little I don't want to say he was giving up, but he looked like he had done this a bunch of times and was starting to wonder if there was any point of it. When he said this is the 8th time we've had this conversation, you could tell he was really frustrated by that.
Oh, it seems that the Dr. Allen, he didn't seem like a liar to me. Yeah, probably he felt like he really. We had that conversation a few times already.
But,
This
take
is
it-
impossible.
Yeah, I can't believe it. So strange. Most strange thing.
What do you want us to do, Mr. James?
We need to. I think we need to get out of here as soon as possible. I think. I think the clearest. I think we need to head back home. That needs to be our goal. We need to. We've been away for what, 2 weeks? Who knows what kind of condition things are in back home? We need to get our own doctors, and yeah, this is clearly something we need to do at home and not in some backwater tropical whatever this place is.
Yeah, I got you, Mr. James. I got you. So I'm going to go back to the door. I assume the Marine is still out there.
Yep.
Say, look, can you get the doctor back in here?
He kind of sighs and he says, yes, sir, I'll send for him. And he, actually he motions to an orderly and says something to them and they nod and head off. Sorry?
Donna's gonna say to kind of the group, if we keep having rolling out blackouts, just keep blacking out, maybe it's not safe for us to try and travel in this state.
I don't know how much safer it'd be here in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's
That is true.
who knows what kind of doctors these do. I mean, it's the military. How good are they?
Well, we're an American base, so it's okay.
I mean, I would prefer still New York with blackouts, to be honest. So there's that. Do we know like the intervals between the blackouts?
You're not sure. You don't have a watch on at the moment, so it's hard to tell, from a time perspective how long it was. There's a knock on the door, and then it opens without kind of waiting for a response. And you see sort of a youngish, sort of heavy-set, dark-skinned woman come in. Looks like a cleaning lady of some kind. She's got basically, some cleaning supplies and a mop and such. And, she sort of looks up and smiles, and then the smile just kind of freezes on her face. And she drops the mop and steps back and crosses herself. And she mumbles something in French and just bolts out the door.
Ma'am?
What the hell was that?
Guard
When
kind of looks around the door frame.
Yeah.
Shrug.
Can I see if I understand what she said? It's a little.
Sure. She kind of muttered it. So you'd need to make basically a roll against French and listen, whichever is lower.
Okay.
So it's sort of a combined roll.
So French is lower. So
Okay.
There is French skill. Wow.
Oh, yes. Oof. Donna has very
Wow.
good ears, as it turns out.
All right.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she said something that sounded like, Baron Lacroix has you marked, monsieur.
Wait, she's gonna try to call after. What has us marked? What are you talking about?
She is gone. If she hears you, she does not turn around.
And I'm not letting Donna leave the room.
Okay.
If I physically have to stop her.
Okay, you had to just
Okay.
slightly. Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Donna, we're staying here. We're staying here right now until we know what's going on. Why are you yelling at her?
She said in French something had us marked. I'm taking it. I'm not good at French, but something has us marked.
Marked.
French 101. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm immediately going to look like my gown and my pajamas. Like I'm going to pull my sleeves up, look on my arm. Do I have any tattoos or anything? And
None that you didn't have before.
could you
Although
misunderstood her?
No.
Donna, I think you have some occult skill. You might want to
Yes.
roll that for me.
Oh, okay.
And just a hard success would be great if you've got.
Well, I mean, sure.
in you.
Keep the pattern going. Nope, doesn't ring a bell.
No.
Okay.
And I'm pacing the floor at this point. It's
Mhm.
it's clearly this is sabotage. One of our
One of
our
your rivals.
competitors doesn't
One of
want
the
us. Yeah, doesn't
many
want me
rivals.
back in town. This is unprecedented. When the press gets a hold of this, we got to get back home now.
Wait, does Mother and
Yeah.
Jack know?
I don't know. I need a phone, and I yell out the hallway. I need a damn phone right now.
Yeah, where's the doctor?
Actually, as you say that, the doctor kind of comes in, looks down, sees the mop on the floor with slight confusion, sort of picks it up, leans it against the door frame, says, "You wanted to see me?"
Yeah. Look, we need the phone. We need to be brought to the phone, right? And we need our wallets and our passports. I think we're all feeling much better, right? Like remembering everything, and we're feeling good,
Yeah, I'm fresh as ever.
right, Mr.
Feeling
James?
great.
Yeah, I'm
Okay, yeah.
feeling frustrated but fine.
Doc, I think we appreciate everything that you've done here, but I think we want to go back to the hotel at this point. If you give me your phone number, I can make sure if anything happens, so like that we can give you a call. But we need a phone, and we need our wallets and passports, okay? And give Miss Donna her purse there.
All right. Well, I do need to have your release authorized by Lieutenant Commander Medwin, so I'll call and have him come over here and make sure everything's all right. He asked you a couple questions about the conversation you had earlier, just to kind of make sure that still continuity is there. And he seems a little dubious, but he seems to be at least going ahead. He says, "I'll bring your clothes and belongings back, and then we'll see about getting you to a phone."
Yeah, will you
And
tell your
Doctor, yeah,
Go ahead.
Doctor. One more question. What was the interval between our blackouts? You said we had several already.
It seems to be every, I mean, sometimes it's been as quick as 20, 30 minutes, sometimes several hours. They have been getting a little bit farther apart, so hopefully that's a good sign.
Okay, thank you.
And make sure that lieutenant knows that this is James Sterling, okay?
Yeah. It's a lieutenant commander, by the way.
Yeah,
But,
dude, this is James Sterling.
Okay.
And I'm still pacing back and forth through the room, muttering to myself.
Before he leaves, Donna will ask, "Can I get a pencil and paper?"
And he kind of looks at you. You can see he's kind of going through the standard process. Are these people, safe to have a sharp object like a pencil? But eventually kind of nods and says, I'll have something brought in along with your belongings.
Yeah, she's planning to just write this down in case they have another blackout.
Nope, seems fair. You go full memento, tattoo it on yourself.
Donna's seen Memento.
All right, so he nods and heads out. And a couple minutes later, somebody comes in with a box that contains your clothes. They've been washed, and your passports are there, and there is also a pencil and a pad of paper.
Okay, awesome.
Hey, Dirk, don't be frightened. I don't know if you've ever seen it this clean before. Hand him his clothes. It don't smell like booze.
But yeah, so you guys can get dressed if you see fit. There is like a little screen off to one side so that the young lady can change without any inappropriateness.
Awesome.
Anything else you want to do before this lieutenant commander person shows up?
I'm just gonna do quick spark notes of what happened and
It's
Really?
an unfortunately short list because you don't know that much about what happened, but you document what you have and the names of the doctor and everything else.
So we still don't have any idea why the hell we were on that boat in the first place.
Well, it was to find someone. I don't know who.
Hey,
Your mom will know. Surely she'll know, right? Well, I mean, we had to tell her where we were going. So as soon as we get on the phone and we can call back to New York, we can figure it out.
So probably about 20 minutes later, the door opens, and in comes Dr. Kelly and a young man in uniform who is carrying like a portable table and what looks like a tiny little suitcase. And he kind of comes in and whips the table stuff, puts the thing on, it opens up. It's like a portable typewriter, and sort of stands there next to it. And then another gentleman in uniform comes in. And Dr. Kelly says, "This is Lieutenant Commander Medwin. He's in charge of the facility here, and he would like to interview you before you head out." Medwin kind of looks you over and says, "Well, this is just a formality. You understand, just to make sure everything's all right. We're responsible for the health and well-being of Americans in Haiti at this time. Can you tell me why you're in Haiti?"
We'd like to know that too. All we can remember is that we got on this boat. We were coming down here to meet someone, but we don't have any other idea. Nobody's been asking for us. Surely, if someone was waiting for me, they would come here if I didn't show up.
And you see, as you give him that answer, he kind of looks over to the doctor, who does this kind of shrug and looks back, and he says, "So, if you don't know why you were in Haiti, do you know why you were out in the hills outside the city 2 nights ago?"
Sterling gives him a look, just like the most withering stare he could possibly give him, and he goes, I served in the military in my youth, so I'm going to make this very polite as possible. We don't know shit.
All right. Well, let me let you know what the situation here is. As you may or may not know, Haiti and Port-au-Prince in particular are not the safest place for Americans right now, especially if you're traveling alone. There is a lot of anti-American sentiment right now. We've had reports of muggings and robberies and such. So you're certainly, you'll want to be careful if you do any traveling around the city. Frankly, we've had reports that some Americans were murdered near the area where you were found the other day, and we haven't been able to find any evidence to that effect. But things are bad out there, is what I'm trying to say, and I just want you to be aware of where you are before you go doing anything foolish or
Brian?
unsafe, shall we say? Yep.
Would I have any business interests in Haiti at all? Like,
Maybe. I mean, your company produces and ships stuff all over the world. It's entirely possible that there would be some stuff that is delivered here. You wouldn't have like a branch office here necessarily,
right.
but
Or any kind of business
it's certainly
partners. Okay.
possible that you would have people here that you've done business with.
hey, General. Listen. Like we don't have our stuff, right? And my friend here, Dirk, he's got a gun. No, he's got a piece on him, and I've got a piece on me. And Mr. James, I'm sure would be happy to compensate you, but can we get a little bit of keeping us safe firepower for us to walk around with?
I understand what you're saying. I'm not really authorized to give firearms to civilians. My understanding, and he looks at the doctor, is that you were staying at the Hotel Olafson, and I assume whatever you had with you there would include any weaponry that you had. None was found on you, to my understanding, and the doctor nods. I'll be happy to give you an escort back to the hotel if you like. And Dr. Kelly at this point says, "Well, sir, I'm not entirely sure they're recovered sufficiently." And Medwin kind of waves him off, and he says, "I think, with all due respect, Doctor, I think you've done as much as you can for these folks, and they should probably be able to head out and go back about their business. And if there's anything further they need, I'm sure they can get in touch."
Is it
Um,
possible for me to say something to the general without, or the general? I call him the general, the
Mhm.
lieutenant, sergeant, corporal,
Mhm.
private.
The dude.
Yeah. Can I say something to him without the other person hearing me? Is that a possibility? Do I need to pull him aside?
I mean, you can probably ask just kind of a
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
gesturing like you want to tell him a secret or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, and he looks a little curious, but he kind of motions to his secretary, who pauses in the typing, and he's been basically transcribing this whole
Got it.
conversation. And he steps over and kind of lowers his ear.
Look, you look like I get the impression you're a very important man. And I want you to know that Mr. James here is also a very important man. And here's what I'm wondering, right? Let's pretend, right, that 2 pistols got left somewhere, maybe like in a box, right? And because that's where pistols go.
And at this point, he kind of straightens up and he shakes his head and he says, "I appreciate that, but unfortunately, we have very strict controls here."
Well, I didn't get to finish telling you the story.
I feel like I know how this story's going to end, and while I appreciate your generosity, I don't think it's going to happen.
While they're doing that, Donna is going to say, Lieutenant Commander, could it be because the cleaning woman, she said that we were marked? Could it be because of the situation in Haiti with Americans right now?
I mean, I guess. When did this happen? What was that?
Like a few minutes, 20 minutes ago, before you both walked in again?
And he looks at the doctor, who shrugs. The doctor says, "Well, one of our staff did have some kind of a shock or breakdown and left early. I don't know. She didn't say anything about anyone being marked." Doctor says, "Well, I suppose it's possible. It's a very superstitious country, Haiti. They may have all sorts of voodoo nonsense going on."
That lady looked scared, like she ran for her life. That was a little bit strange for her just to go home early, right? Like, did somebody talk to her, or?
The doctor said, "I don't know of anyone. She's not on my responsibility. I can see if anybody heard anything more from her. She just looked like she was upset."
It would be nice if you could find out more.
I'll see what I can do.
So, sir, if I can ask you about the escort, can we get a car? And
Of course. Of course, I'll be happy to see you back to the hotel. And I'll tell you what. And he, kind of reaches in his pocket and pulls out a business card, which he gives to you. Says, "So if you need anything while you're here, if you do find yourself in any danger, if you remember anything useful or can think of anything you want to tell me, please give me a call."
James will nod at him. He'll look at everybody else and say, "I think we're ready to go now. If that's possible."
All right, very good, he says, and he gestures to the secretary, who immediately, rolls out the paper, closes the thing, snaps his table back together, and waits for the general, or waits for the lieutenant. Now you got me doing it, Craig. Waits for the lieutenant commander to depart. And the doctor. Anybody who wants to can make me a psychology roll.
Yes.
I have
can't
windows open.
find it.
third column on the right,
Like in the middle.
under past languages.
The one. Oh, got it.
Damn.
Man, you have been missing those lectures.
God.
Okay,
We're-
well,
we're
we're not in a
nothing
good
but
headspace.
consistent. That's true. It's been a rough day, possibly a rough several days. Who knows? But yes, the doctor, kind of heads out after the general and says tells the guard next to them, please bring these folks up to the portico. We're gonna get them a ride home. And in short order, you are given, you have all your possessions back. You're brought up to the front. You are loaded into a touring car. And you are driven off through the streets of Port-au-Prince. None of you have been here before that you remember. It's a very crowded city. There are not a lot of cars on the road. There are a few. The great majority of the folks here are clearly of African descent and mostly fairly poor from what you can tell. It does not look like a prosperous city. There are a smaller population of sort of lighter skinned, probably mixed race folks, and they seem to be the more prosperous folks here. They're of the few cars you are seeing driven, that's mostly the folks that have them. And you see just a handful of white European faces. So the population here is definitely heavily skewed in one direction. And with a few minutes through the road, you find yourselves outside the Hotel Olafson. It's a very large, kind of Victorian gingerbready sort of hotel. Looks nice. It's certainly the nicest looking hotel you've seen in town, although you haven't frankly passed that many. It seems reasonable to be the kind of place that Mr. Sterling would want to stay. And the driver steps outside, opens the door for you, and says, "Good luck."
Okay, maybe I might suggest if somebody is after us, let me go first. I will check the situation, and Sean, you keep your eye on Mr. James and Donna.
Yeah,
here.
I'll stay here with Miss Donna and Mr. James. Yeah,
And I come pick you up once I confirm that everything is clear.
I want to turn to the driver and say, "Can we stay here in the car for just a minute or two? Is that all right?"
Give me a persuade roll. Looking at it, it's like he starts to shake his head, and then you get the impression it's like, this is the easiest duty I've got all day. And he says, yes, sir, I think we can do that.
And I'm gonna like out of habit, I'm gonna kind of like gesture to Mr. James to kind of like tip the guy, and then I realize that like James has no money on him.
Yeah.
It's just completely out of habit.
He will lean forward to the driver and he says, "Is it always so unbearably hot in this godforsaken place?"
It's so hot.
It is very hot here. It's a little better in the winter, but not much. It's that's just how it is in the tropics, I guess.
Glad I didn't get into the sugarcane business.
So inside, it's a fairly nice looking lobby. It's certainly clean. There's a desk off to one side with a big sign that says staff recommend that all valuables be kept in the hotel safe, kind of thing. Actually, that sign's in French, but I'll give it to you since I went ahead and spelled it out. And there is a young man behind the desk, and he says, "Good afternoon, sir."
So main thing during like this whole sequence that when I will try to get into the hotel room, I will be on the lookout if there is someone who could be watching me. Some guy with a faking reading newspaper,
Right, exactly.
something like that.
Okay.
So if there is anything suspicious like that, I will not lead them to my room, but I will try to, I don't know, take the elevator and go back the stairs or something. If I'm suspicious of anything and get back to the car.
Yeah, give me a spot hidden roll.
Let's see. Yeah, 70. Oh, let's do this.
Okay, yeah, you do a quick look around, and there's like a couple older folks that are sort of playing pinochle. on one of the tables, and there's a couple hotel staff that look like they're busy going about their duties. It doesn't seem like there's anyone who's paying you any particular attention at all.
Okay. I will approach the reception, the person there. Hello, I'm Dirk Kessler. I would like the keys from my room, please.
Yes, Monsieur Kessler, of course. And he looks as though he kind of recognizes you when you do the introduction, and he kind of reaches under the desk and pulls a key off a hook and hands it to you. It says 12 on it.
Okay. Then I will continue, and I will try to get to my room number 12. Then.
Okay, it's pretty simple. You go upstairs. It's right there near the stairway.
Just before the door, before I
Mhm.
enter, I try to look on again anything suspicious. I try to put my ear to the door, just to listen if there is somebody maybe waiting for me there or anything like that.
Okay, I'm gonna let that was a hard success on spot hidden, so I'll just let that roll. Yeah, you look around. There's nobody in the hallway right now, and you listen at the door and you don't hear anything.
Okay. I will
Seems clear.
Okay. Then I will carefully enter the room and I
Okay.
will try to get my things. Possibly I will try to get my weapons as well. And if there is nothing suspicious, I will return back to the car and report that it's safe to get our things.
Okay, so it's basically a pretty simple room, two single beds in it with mosquito nets and a ceiling fan. It's not on right now, but it probably should be. Um, let's see. There is a suitcase is here, which you recognize as yours. It's got assorted, clothes, toiletries, some like hiking boots and a flashlight, kind of thing you might have if you were like heading out into the countryside. There is also in part of the suitcase there are several boxes of ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
There is some 38 special and some 45 ammunition, and also a box of shotgun shells.
Okay.
You don't see any actual guns here, although as you sort of reach and figure, fiddle through your clothes, there are several sort of metal components there, which after a moment you realize are the pieces of a disassembled pump action shotgun.
Okay. I will leave the shotgun there. I will just get
Mhm.
the handguns with
Okay,
me.
there are no handguns. There's just the
Okay.
ammunition.
Just the ammunition. And disassembled shotgun. Okay.
Yep,
Right.
yep.
Uh, are there any notes, any diary I might have
Doesn't
had?
look like there's any documentation or anything here. It's a very Spartan room, and it doesn't look like you had time to put much impact on it.
Okay.
Although as you're going, there is like on the bedside table next to one of the beds, there is a matchbox,
Okay. If I check
which
it,
is odd because you don't remember smoking.
is it a matchbox from this hotel or different place?
No, it's apparently from a place in New York called the Sugar Cane.
Do I have any? Do I know that bar or whatever that place is?
Give me a power roll as you rack your memories.
Oh, it's just a stat. Okay.
It's a stat. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been there a couple times. It's not too far from your apartment, so you've been there a few times.
Why would I have a matchbox? Okay, I put it back to my pocket then.
Okay.
And is there anything of interest? Like I don't know. I check the nightstand or night table.
No,
There's
nothing in
just
there. There's basically the dresser that you have your clothes in and the stuff that's in the suitcase. That's about it.
okay. If I lean out of the window, is it the window like to the interior of the hotel? I mean, to the like some yard or
Yeah,
is it?
there's like a little courtyard with a pool
Yeah.
in it.
Okay. Good. Then I will go back, return to the car, and invite the rest of the group in.
Okay. You guys see Dirk come out. Looks like he's satisfied with the situation.
Okay, let's go in. I didn't find my handguns though. It was suspicious, but it seems that there's nobody expecting us there, so we might get our stuff at least and regroup there.
Hey, Dirk, does it look like someone broke in the room? Who took your guns?
I know it didn't look like somebody broke into my room. It looked like, as I would expect, I would have left that room. So it is strange. I have the ammunition for the guns, and there is at least the one shotgun I obviously brought with myself. So we have something at least, but I didn't bring it with me now, of course.
So, Donna and James don't talk to people behind a counter. So I'm gonna walk
Yeah.
up to the counter and
Mm-hmm.
I assume we got 3 rooms under Sterling.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can I have the keys?
And he kind of looks a little awkward for a moment for some reason, and he says, I'm not sure that would be appropriate, sir."
Uh, so you recognize me, right? You recognize Mr. Sterling back there and his daughter there, Miss Sterling. Do you recognize us?
And he kind of looks over your shoulder at them, and looks at you, and says, "Yes, sir."
Okay, so you know Mr. James always takes care of people, right? So here's how we're going to do this. You're going to give me the keys to Mr. James's room, to Miss Donna's room, and into my room, and I will make sure that you have a nice you're in a nice position for dinner tonight. Okay.
Go ahead and give me a fast talk roll.
All right. I like my stats. I like this character.
Yeah, no, these guys are pretty potent. All right, so he kind of looks at you as like, seems to be, well, can I trust this guy to come through here? But eventually he kind of nods and he says, "Very good, sir." And he plucks 2 more keys off the hooks, which are 14 and 16, and hands them to you.
So he's did the Sterlings just have the one room?
He kind of, again gets that sort of momentarily confused look, and he says, "We have a room for Mr. Kessler, a room for Ms. Sterling, and then a room for Mr. Sterling and Mr. O'Neill."
Okay. That's perfect. Yeah, great. Thank you. All right. And which one's which
Good.
here?
And basically, 14 is you and James, and 16 is Donna.
Okay, great. So I'll take the keys, go back and explain to them. So I guess Mr. James, you and I are in the same room together, which is fine.
It's actually not unusual
It is,
since
okay.
You're the bodyguard. You've done this sort of thing before.
So if it's all right with you, Mr. James, can I'm thinking that the Dirk maybe take you back to your room and let me make sure Miss Donna's room is okay. Is that all right?
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. See if you can find a telephone while you're at it.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, sir.
Okay, so it sounds like everybody's heading upstairs.
Mhm.
Okay, so you get there. The rooms are all kind of in a row along one side of the hallway.
Great.
So who's going in where?
I'd like to open.
Uh,
I'd like to. I don't think I've given the key to you, Donna.
Yeah.
I'd like to open the door and kind of go in. I mean, hey, Miss Donna, you and while we're walking up, you feeling okay?
No, I am not.
Okay. Look. That stuff you kind of remember. Like I kind of remember stuff too. So I'll tell you if something pops in my head, right?
Okay.
Because
Same.
you're super smart, right? And like you might be able to figure this stuff out.
I just know we need to find who we came for.
We'll get this taken care of, Miss Donna. You know we'll get it figured out. All right, don't you worry, nothing. I'm gonna check your room and I'll open up the room.
Okay. It looks similar to the room I described for Dirk. It's got a couple single beds, mosquito nets, and everything. There is a much nicer suitcase off to the side, and much nicer ladies' clothing, and toiletries and the stuff. You don't see anything. Well, actually, make me a spot hidden roll. Why don't you?
And to be clear, I'm being very respectful, but also
You're not like going through her
right,
clothes.
exactly right. I'm being very conscious of
Mhm.
who this is, and I think that's what I'm doing, right, Brian? So I'm not.
Yeah,
I
you're a
don't want to
little-
touch anything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it looks perfectly,
Yeah.
like you'd expect. You don't see anything out of the.
So
ordinary.
look, Miss Donna, we're right over here. If you need anything, you just let me know, right?
Okay. That
we're
is
gonna.
perfect.
I'm gonna get your dad straightened out, and you can just call, just yell, just hey, Sean, and I'll be here before you finish saying N.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sean.
Okay, cool. And then Dirk, I think, was going over to look at James and Sean's room. Is that right?
Yeah. And as we're going down the hallway, I say, Dirk, listen, when we get through with this, I'll up your retainer. We just need to keep much of this as quiet as possible. We don't need anybody, especially don't need the press finding out that we've spent 2 weeks down here
Yeah,
not knowing where the hell we are, you know?
I'll do my best. I appreciate it, sir.
So you open up that door, and again, this room is a little bit larger than yours was, Dirk, which is not entirely surprising. The beds are actually both queen sized, and it's a little bit more spacious. Again, you see the clothing and toiletries and personal things you would suggest. You can give me a spot hidden roll if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
There we
All
go.
right.
Okay. So yeah, you're kind of giving the room a once over, just making sure there's nothing untoward or problematic, and just something about the way this is laid out suggests that just something tells you that this room has been searched
Mm-hmm.
or gone over by somebody who wasn't you. There's just a couple things like the blotter on the desk on the little table is a little bit crooked, and one of the drawers on the desk is not quite shut. It just, you get the feeling somebody has sort of searched this room, for lack of a better term.
Okay, I didn't have this feeling at my room, I presume.
No, yours felt fine.
Nobody gives a shit about you,
Possibly that's
Dirk.
because it was your room, and you just this is not how you would have left your room. Maybe James and Sean are different, but
Yeah. So look, Mr. James, and I make sure that Sean also is participating in this discussion.
Yeah, come right in.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like somebody was in the room trying to find something. This is not the first time I'm looking at it, and it's like a few hints I see there, and something is not quite right there. I think we shouldn't stay here for long, but somebody was searching for something. Maybe make sure you double check that everything you thought you would bring with yourself is there, and we need to find out if we're missing something. But I would try to leave this place as soon as possible.
All right, look. Oh, go ahead.
I'm immediately going to go look for my travel briefcase with anything that I have related to work.
Yeah, you definitely had a briefcase full of papers, and it is not here.
So my work is missing, Sean. My briefcase is gone.
Your case is gone. All right, look. All right, here's the situation. Dirk, I want you to go double check that Miss Donna's still locked in her room. Right? Don't go in there, though, right?
Yeah,
Just make sure she's okay. All right. Is there a phone in the room?
There is not. You
Mr.
saw there's a phone booth downstairs in the lobby.
Mr. James, I think you and I should be down to the lobby. I saw a phone there. Let's
absolutely.
All right. Why don't you and I head down that way? And then when we're done with the phone call, I think maybe you and Miss Donna get something to eat. I'm gonna come back up to this room and figure out what the hell's going on here, right?
All right. Sounds good to me. I just we need to figure out what's been going on back in the States while we've been down here.
Well, let's get somebody on the phone. Let's get the missus on the phone. Let's see if we can get this figured out.
All right, so James and Sean are going downstairs. Donna's in her room. Dirk, are you staying up here?
Yeah, I will knock the door. And Miss Donna, is everything okay there?
She is absolutely flipping her room upside down, looking for anything that she can remember. Yeah, everything's fine.
Okay, just Sean went downstairs with your father, so just give me a shout if you need anything. I'll be just right outside your door, and that's what I will do.
Did you find anything weird in your room?
Just nothing to worry about. Just that they will try to figure it out at the lobby.
Okay.
Donna, you can go and give me a spot hidden roll if you would.
There we go.
Nope, looks fine.
Oh my God.
Everything's fine.
You can maybe this might be a situation to use the.
Oh yeah, spend 5 luck.
Oh, yes. Can I spend? I'm gonna spend 5 luck.
Okay, you can absolutely do that thing. So it's like, you're looking through, you're going through all your stuff. Everything seems to be here, and you're just about to sort of, close the drawers and sit down and sort of try and center yourself. And then your clothes, you have a very specific way of laying out your clothes,
Mhm.
and some of them are not right. Some they have been moved just a little, but you are starting to think that maybe somebody has been in your room looking for something and didn't quite cover their tracks well enough.
Oh, oh no! Before he like gets in his room, she's gonna like open her door and call to Dirk. Dirk, someone's been in my room looking through my stuff.
Your room too. It seems. Oh, okay, okay. That's why we need to make sure that try to. Do you have everything of importance that you thought you would have with you, or you just found some? Did somebody take something basically from you, or just somebody was scruffled your things and went through them?
No one's taken anything. It's been touched.
Touched my things.
I
Okay,
put
so
my
let's.
clothes in very particular way, and it's not that way on all of it.
Okay, let's wait. Let's wait for Sean and your father, and let's see what we will do next.
Okay. So downstairs, you guys get back to the lobby. Same layout as before. There's some newspapers around. There's the clerk behind the desk who sort of straightens up as you come in and gives you that sort of generic service industry smile. And like I said, there's a phone booth not too far from the front desk.
Yeah, I'll head directly over to the phone booth,
Okay.
and just pick it up. Press for the operator. Operator, I need to get to the states. Sterling Residence, Providence, Rhode Island.
Hey, just real quick, Donna or Shadika, sorry. I think we're picking up your audio through your mic, so we're getting a little
Okay.
bit of an echo. So I don't know if maybe lower the volume on your headset just a little bit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries. And the operator says something back to you in French.
I will respond. I speak French, so
Yeah, it's not that difficult to get as Sterling Industries, Providence, and then so there is a momentary uh, uh, there's a click and a few moments of silence, and then the operator comes back and says to you again in French, that line is engaged, sir.
try my personal residence, and I'll give her the connection.
It's funny you say that, and then you can't remember the number.
Well, blast!
What's your name, Mr. James?
The number to the house.
Oh yeah. It's do I remember it?
It's right there, but you cannot put your finger
Oh,
on it.
it's oh boy, it starts with a letter. It's oh
Sean,
boy.
what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
What is the number, monsieur?
Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry.
Here, hold on a second. I'm gonna go to the front counter.
Mhm.
Hey, can I get the check-in papers for Mr. Sterling here?
He sort of looks over.
We
and
filled
looks
it
back
out.
at you and and basically they just have a register,
Right.
and he pulls it up and flips back a page and slides it across the desk.
No
to
phone number, no nothing, huh?
you. Nope. It's got the name, date, room number.
I appreciate
I'll,
it, and we haven't forgotten about you. Okay.
Of course.
I'll hang up the phone.
When's your shift over?
I'm here until 6 p.m. So
Okay, perfect. I'll make sure we're back by 6, before 6.
very good, sir.
Yeah, I'll hang up the phone and go over to Sean. What the hell is going on, Sean?
It's right here, right? Like I can like almost say the numbers, and man, I don't know, man. something ain't right. And look, maybe Miss Donna remembers because she's
Yeah.
Miss Donna, right? She knows stuff, right?
Right.
And so let's go back to the room. I need to see if I got my piece in the room.
All right.
Yeah. And listen, we got and I pull the bellboy aside and I say, hey, listen, can you send somebody up? Actually, no, I go to the guy behind the counter and goes, somebody you trust, have them come up to the room in about 15 minutes, okay? And we'll get you taken care of.
Is everything all right, sir?
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I don't know why I went Southern for a second there.
It's all fine. Thank you.
Everything's real good. But yeah, just yourself come up with something. I don't think we want to make another trip down, but I want to make sure you're taken care of.
Very good, sir. Okay, you head back upstairs, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'd like to find if I have my weapon.
Immediately when I see you arriving, Sean and Mr. James, it seems that Donna's room was searched through as well. So it's suspicious.
Is she missing anything?
No, nothing is so far. We don't know about anything she would be missing. So.
Well, someone stole the briefcase. Someone stole your guns. I'm going to see if I got mine.
Yeah, you look through and you definitely do not have any weapons in this room.
I'm also going to check for my checkbook and wallet.
Yeah, those are here.
Okay. So money's here. So we have, at least we got that. We're not stuck in this place without any.
I mean, you don't have a lot of cash in the wallet.
Right.
You've got maybe $10.
Right.
Which, in is probably about, $200, but in today's money.
Mr. James, you got any coin or anything? The front guy there, I told him we'd take care of him if he came up.
Yeah. Just
Like 50, you got like 50 cents or something like that?
Yeah, just checking my wallet. I'm going to go outside and get some air, and I'll head to like the balcony.
Hey, no, Mr. James, no. Let's stay in the room.
Fair enough. It's just so damn hot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it ain't gonna be cooler out there, I'll tell you.
He's not wrong. Okay. Anything else you want to do before someone comes upstairs?
So, as players, we need to figure out what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
There is that. I mean, we've been doing this for a little over an hour. Do people want to take a brief break? Are we good to keep going?
I think let's go to a quick 10-minute break, and then we'll come back after the break and hopefully figure out this is. By the way, this is awesome.
Yeah,
I love this adventure. I can't wait till you
definitely.
guys start digging in. Okay.
That's great. All right, we'll go to break. All right. So we got it all figured out during the break. We got it all sorted out. Everybody but Sean lived. But no, we are back, Brian. The stage is yours, sir.
All right. Well, as I recall, everybody has sort of gathered back upstairs in your collective rooms, probably in James and Sean's room. I think that was kind of the meeting point. Oh, I guess Donna's still in her room at the moment. But, however you guys want to break it up here.
She was kind of sitting down stewing that someone's been just in her stuff, and then she's gonna leave and go into her father's room.
Mm-hmm.
As she is entering the room, he is calling out the hall for her. Donna, and she walks in. Oh, there you are. Do you remember what the house number is?
Do I remember what the house number is?
Yeah, I know it's a stupid question.
It's like, of course I do. It's
No.
Doesn't it begin with a letter?
A number. What about?
How about an address? Can I remember an address?
Yeah.
no.
It's so so like the offices, and then and oh man, and there's a deli down around the corner there, right? But I can't remember. Is it 14th? No, it's not 14th Street. It's still foggy.
A quick question: does her brother Jack live with the family, or does he live in his own?
He has his own home. He's still in New York. He's actively involved in the business.
Okay. Can I remember his number?
No.
Okay, I'll relay
I mean,
that.
it's the same thing. You know it. You just can't pull it up.
I
Okay.
tell you what
There's
I'm
this-
gonna do. I'm
Yeah.
gonna sue that damn doctor. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sue him for everything he's worth. This is ridiculous.
Father, I don't think it's the doctor's fault.
Somebody's fault. Somebody's got to pay for this.
Well,
As Dirk sees hears everybody struggling, he's like, "This is strange." I try to remember the number to my office, maybe to my home as well. If anything, if I have the same experience or not.
Give me a power roll, Dirk.
Oh, you got to make this, Dirk.
It's all relies on you. Never
Or
mind.
don't.
Ooh.
But
Or
that's
how much I need to make
That
this.
would be
eight
8 luck.
Yeah, let's do this. So 45 minus 8. Oh, the math. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So you you kind of are thinking, and it takes way longer than it should, but eventually you're sort of sitting there and you're kind of like visualizing the phone. For the young people, this is a rotary dial phone, and it's just like, yes, you do remember.
Okay, I struggled a lot, but it seems that my memory is getting back to me maybe that bit faster than to you. But I at least remember the number to our office.
okay. There's a phone booth downstairs, Dirk. Why don't
Write it down so you don't forget it before we get.
Oh, okay, good idea. I
that's
will
why
write
you
it
make the
down.
big bucks, Mr. James. That's a good idea.
Okay, so I'll go ahead. I will try to call the office, get some information, maybe get the potentially I could get the number to Miss Sterling office, Miss Sterling home, and we'll see. So I guess I will head downstairs to the phone booth.
Okay. As you open the door to head out of the room, the young man from reception is there. He was just about to knock on the door. He's like, oh, you wanted to see me, sir?
Yeah, just 1 second. Hey, Mr. James, you got like 50 cents? You got a dollar on you or something there?
Yeah. It's in my wallet. And I'll go scrounging through my wallet to find 50 cents to give to this guy.
Yeah, you get. Yeah, you actually have just bills in your wallet, but
Oh, just give him $1.
Yeah,
Okay.
You're such a kind man, Mr. James.
okay. Yeah, hand it to him, and he says, "Oh, thank you, sir. Is there anything else I can do for you?"
Hey, is anybody hungry?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question. When we checked in, did we by any chance say where we were heading out to?
I was not at the desk when you first checked in. I can ask when
That would
they
be
come in tomorrow morning.
lovely if you can find out who was.
Yeah,
Yes.
and while you're down there, can you did anybody check in with us? Right, or was it just us four? Or was there anybody else that we checked in at the same time?
Was it party of 4, sir?
Okay, all right.
Also, has anybody been in this room since we left?
Just the housekeeping staff, sir.
Yeah, so we don't need any more housekeeping. All right, we're good on housekeeping. We'll let you know if we need the rooms cleaned from now on. Okay.
Very, very good, sir. Somebody can make me a psychology roll if they are so inclined.
Who has the best psychology? Let's game this shit.
I got a 30.
I got 50.
50. It's
I
you.
also have a 60.
Ooh,
Oh,
All right.
go for
It's
it.
important for businessmen, you know.
There we go.
There
Okay.
we go.
When you asked if someone has been in the room, he just for a moment looked slightly not guilty necessarily, but kind of a little bit of that hand in the cookie jar look.
All right. I'll walk up to him and I'll say, young man,
Mhm.
do you know who I am?
I think so, sir.
Do you know how much money that I have? How much influence that I have?
I don't know that, sir. I'm sorry.
Well, let me tell you that I am a very important person, and it would be great for you to be my friend, and it would be really bad if I were to find out that someone had perchance taken something that belongs to me, and I had to come back and sue this hotel. I imagine
You
that
can
your
see him
boss
getting
wouldn't be.
increasingly nervous as you speak.
So I'm going to need you to be. I need you to be very, very upfront with me, and there might be another dollar for you if you can tell me exactly who has been in my room.
Give me a persuade roll or fast talk, your choice.
I think persuade is. This character sheet's kind of wild. Hold on.
Good old BRP, man. When in doubt,
Yeah.
make a skill.
Let's see. Navigate, persuade. There it is. I'm gonna pump 9 points of luck into that.
Okay.
Bad boy.
Okay. He says, "Well, sir, I was not on duty when it happened, but someone at the desk yesterday did say that some soldiers had come in to look at this room and the one next door.
With the Americans?
Yes, sir,
Soldier.
American soldiers.
Son of a bitch.
That son of a bitch, Lieutenant Commander.
Oh, all right, son. And I'll hand him another dollar. Appreciate your honesty.
It's very good, sir.
Just keep it us. Get us something to eat, please.
Oh, one more question before you go.
Poor guy.
Since you're here and everything, earlier today, a woman said that we were marked by. It started with an L, and Shadika's forgetting.
Okay, if it's Shadika forgetting and not Donna, it was. It sounded like she said Baron Lacroix.
Okay, Baron Lacroix. What does that mean?
He kind of cocks his head a little bit, and he says, that is one of the Loa in the voodoo religion. He is one of the Gede, one of the keepers of the gate of death. I'm sorry, the front bell is ringing. I must answer it. Thank you very much.
Wait, I
And
don't
he-
hear a bell. Okay.
he just scurries off.
What the hell was that all about? Donna, you know all about this kind of stuff. What the hell is that all about?
What's a luau? I thought that was Hawaiian.
No. Baron Lacroix apparently has to do with voodoo, gatekeeper of death, and some cleaning woman said that we were marked by him. So
I'm telling you, Mr. James, I got a bad feeling that something's after us. And then a guy who keeps death with him, and like this ain't good, man. This ain't good. So we got to figure something out here. What's the plan, sir?
Somebody's trying to scare the hell out of us. That's what the plan is. Somebody is trying to frighten us, and we are not going to back down to this intimidation. We need to figure out who the hell we were here to look for. We need to find them, and then we need to get the hell back home.
I agree, sir, but I'm a little stumped.
Why doesn't everybody make me let's call it a luck roll?
Now we make a luck roll.
I'm gonna
After we spent some luck,
It's one of the stats up top.
Yeah.
Aha. So, as you're sitting there, all right, what do we, what do we have any leads? Is there anything that'll tell us what we might need to do here? And so you're sort of looking around, where would the guns be? Where would the papers be? And then you realize that there was a whole thing downstairs about the hotel safe.
God
And
damn it.
with as much security as there isn't around here, keeping guns in the room was probably a bad idea. So they might be down there.
Hey, Mr. James, I had a regular successful thought that maybe we put the stuff in. They mentioned the safe at the front desk. So and I don't know if they give me access to it. How about you and I go down there and we see if we put stuff in the safe. You that would have been smart, and you're smart.
I would like to go as well.
Why don't we all go? And then I'll turn over to Dirk and I'll say, "You're an investigator. Get to investigating. That's what I pay you for."
Of course, sir. I will write.
Presumably.
I will call the office. I will try to get the number, and maybe I will try to call if we have anything about this Baron Lacroix guy, or what's his name? And
The
see
crocodile.
what-
That's what he said. Baron the crocodile. So sorry, we'll go to the front desk. We're gonna see if there's stuff in the safe. You're gonna make some phone calls.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. So you guys troop downstairs, never splitting the party. That's very important. Yeah. And again, the young gentleman behind the desk sort of snaps to attention with a slight undertone of, "Oh God, what are they here for now?"
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
We need to take. We checked a bunch of stuff in the safe. So
Of course,
can
sir.
we'd like everything out of the safe, right, for all four of us, and put it in a basket or something for us.
Yes, sir. He nods and he goes into the little room behind the desk, and you hear some rummaging around, and the clink of something heavy opening. And he comes back in a minute or two with just basically a brown paper bag that seems fairly heavy, and he hands it across the desk to you.
Open it up.
Okay, there is a lot of stuff in there.
Beautiful. I like
First,
stuff.
and kind of on the top, there is a 38 automatic and a 45 revolver for each of you. So there's a bunch of guns in here.
There's 8 guns in there.
4 of each. Yep.
Beautiful.
There is about $300 in American cash, which for reference is about $5,000 in today's money. And then there are several documents. And I'm going to share these out here. I know that sharing them on the stream is a little bit complex, so I'm going to ask somebody to read these out as we go.
Great.
The first thing you see is just basically a page of notes, and it's in what you would probably recognize as Dirk's handwriting.
All right. So
Oh,
why doesn't Dirk read that out?
I knew I had my notes somewhere. So these are addresses. So I need to make that larger. Can I zoom it?
Yeah, if you click on
There's a
the
little
center, maybe.
magnifying glass.
Okay. So the first one is Mary Jerome, tarot reader, 87 Rue Macaju, Bel Air. And then I have Dr. Bruce Northeast, anthropologist, also with the address, and ADS National Library. And then I have it seems like a few clues with a question mark. One of them is voodoo, second is star pools, and third is the cult of the floating horror.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Oh, that
Good.
sounds good.
We're good.
Oh yeah.
Nothing foreboding there.
Yeah, and these documents should, if I've set them up correctly, also now be available to each of you on the. There's like a handouts tab on Roll20, so you can review those later if you need to.
Yeah,
Perfect.
okay.
There are also a couple pages of what look like letters on letterhead from someplace called Shaw's Investigations and Security Services. So I'll let somebody tackle the first one.
I can read it. It
Okay.
says Wednesday, 15th of October, 1930, Mr. James Sterling. Dear Mr. Sterling, thank you for engaging Shaw Investigations. The lead detective I would like to assign to your case is Dirk Kessler, who, from his time in the Merchant Navy, has been experiencing in Caribbean nations. Assisting him will be Guy Randall, a former police officer with the New York City Police. Both have had considerable success in finding missing persons, and we are confident that they will assist you in finding your son, Jack Sterling, in Haiti. Our fees are $80 per day for both detectives, plus expenses. They are both booked on the Cunard Linear Goodfellow, matching your travel itinerary, departing New York Saturday 18th and arriving in Port-au-Prince on the 23rd. Yours respectfully, Roger Shaw.
And there is a smaller note that's kind of paper clipped to that.
Should I tackle that?
Go ahead.
Okay, give me a second. Mr. Sterling, I regret to inform you that Mr. Randall has been called away for a personal matter on a very short notice and will not be able to accompany you and Mr. Kessler to Haiti. While this is unfortunate, I am confident that Mr. Kessler will be able to successfully accomplish the investigation even without Mr. Randall's assistance. Of course, our fees will be reduced to reflect this change in circumstance. Please accept my humblest apologies for the inconvenience. Yours, Roger Shaw. Wow, words are hard.
Yeah, it's always tough when you have an audience too. And then finally, there is a 2-page report on that same Shaw Investigations letterhead. So I'm sharing those out as we speak because
right.
due to the way Roll20 works, they have to be separate handouts.
So this one, report on Sterling Industries, Friday, July 5th, 1929. Sterling Industries is a New York firm controlled by the Sterling family. The chairman and owner is James Sterling, a wealthy industrialist, blah, blah, blah. James' son Jack, upon recently completing a college degree at Columbia University, nice, then joined the firm. Other than his son, James Sterling's bodyguard, Sean O'Neill, is the only other truly trusted employee who never leaves his boss's side as he travels the world doing business. Several high-ranking staff members have expressed dissatisfaction with Sterling, and one even questioned the legality of his methods. Shame on you. What is not publicly known is that Sterling Industries has been investigated more than once by the Office of Naval Intelligence for suspected collaboration with armed forces opposed to the interests of the government of the United States. No actions were taken. And then there's a second one you said?
Yeah, it should be out there now.
Got it.
Okay.
Prosecutions were brought forth against Sterling, most likely because of lack of evidence. It was also reported that the New World Incorporated, the Chicago-based corporation, was close to buying out Sterling Industries in early 1928 to effectively eliminate competition in the market of global arms sales. Lastly, Sterling Industries has been supplying the U.S. government with arms for their soldiers in Haiti, but there are rumors that Sterling has also negotiated secret deals to sell weapons to Haitian rebels. Haitian gunner Sebastian Senegal is believed to be a known associate. This act would have been seen as treasonous if true, and convictions would almost certainly be brought to bear by the United States government. If it's okay, I would like to have initially handed some of those papers over to Dirk because I saw his handwriting on the first one. And then as I'm about to hand this, I'm like, what did that? No,
I'll hang on to that.
I'll hold on to this one. And has
Wait.
Dirk made the phone call yet?
Well, my assumption is he was just getting into the phone booth when you
Yes.
actually, yeah. So he's probably able to go back there now. Just to finish real quick, there are 2 other things in the bag. There is a map of Haiti, which is basically the one that I think you guys may have seen on the front page,
Yeah.
but I'll throw it up here just in case. And also, there are 2 tickets from Port-au-Prince to New York on a boat called the Louisiana Queen, scheduled to leave on November 7th. And those are in the names of Dirk Kessler and Guy Randall.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So the guy has a ticket, but he didn't make it here based on the notes.
Yeah, the tickets are dated a few weeks ago, so it sounds like they were bought in advance and he wound up not going.
Okay. Oh, I was wondering why I'm here alone, but the guy was not able to make it with me. But that's
Yeah,
fine.
And Dirk, we got our toys too in here.
Oh, okay. Thank God. I felt naked without these.
So I want, hey, just real quick, would you call your buddy there? This did not go well for us, and it's a little weird that he backed out at the last minute. How about you see if you can figure out what's going on with him?
Yeah, I will make a call in the office and try to check up on them to see what's happening, and maybe I will be able to get some more information while I'm at it. So yeah,
and that background stuff, I'm handing it to you, Maeve. And hey, Mr. James, looks like they did a little bit of digging here.
I see that.
So I don't know how much this Dirk guy knows about this stuff, but I think we should kind of keep this. You want me to hold on to it? You want to hold on to this, should we just get rid of it? What do you want to do?
You keep the background information. Give me the letter. I'm going to. I'll pull Donna to the side and I will say, so I know why we're here. Do not. Let's try to stay as calm as possible. But apparently we were looking for your brother. He's missing. I don't know what this is all about. Does it sound familiar to me now that we've read about it? Like, does it?
I mean, you've certainly, Jack has been a big asset to the company. He has certainly traveled on your behalf to, work various deals and that sort of thing. But you don't remember him being missing, although it would kind of explain a lot of the sort of uncertainties and the sort of nameless worries you've had in the back of your head
Mhm.
for a while. Um, you're starting to that would make sense.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
hey, Mr. James, when you think about it, Mr. Jack is probably who you would have sent down here for this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know. I know. I just this is where do we go? Where do we go from
Well,
here?
let's figure out
What's
what the public dick here, the private dick here can do, and if he knows what's going on, and then he's got some notes.
Yeah. All right. So Dirk, you were making a phone call, as I recall.
Yeah, just to sum up. So I know about the letter and with the note, but you didn't give me the report, right? I know nothing about it. The background check on the Sterlings.
Right.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I will try to make a call to call the office of Shaw's investigation.
All right, cool. And you have at least a little bit of French, so it's like before, it's kind of a slow and halting conversation, but you have enough to communicate with the operator where you're trying to get through to.
Great.
And there's a pause of maybe 30 seconds or so because international phone calls are very slow and unreliable at this stage. Then the operator comes back and says, "That line is engaged, sir. Is there another you would like me to try?"
What do we? What do you mean engage? Can you try again?
Busy,
Like,
basically.
yeah. Well, let's try again. Like, I have to get through.
I will try again, sir. And there's another,
Yeah.
half-minute pause, and then the line is still engaged, sir.
Okay. Can we? Okay.
If you would like, I can keep trying and call you back at this number when it is free.
Yeah. Well, let's try. Let's try to call this my colleague, this guy. What's his name?
Randall.
Sorry. Yeah, Guy Randall. Would I have his number? I presume.
Um, yeah, it takes a little bit of digging in your brain, but you're able to remember his number. And the operator comes back and says, "There's no answer at that number, sir."
Bollocks. Just this is getting
Sir.
awkward. Yeah, I'm. Excuse me. Sorry. Very sorry. Okay. Can I try? I'm thinking. Can I try to? Would I have a number to? I'm looking at my notes. ADS National Library Anthropologist. Oh, I don't have any phone numbers here.
Honestly, from what you've seen so far, phones are not all that common down here.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm gonna come to the booth. Hey, Dirk, how's it going?
No luck, no luck. I can't get through. The line is engaged or nobody's picking up. So I was not able to get hold of my colleague or the Shaw's office. It's just still engaged.
So you trust this guy? That
Yes, definitely. He's like he's my colleague. We've been working for quite a few years. He's trying to, we specialize in lost people, especially lost kids. So I presume that's the reason why the office put me on this case. So I'm quite confident there was a reason they put us on this one, so we can find a lost
Okay.
son.
So the only thing that matters right now, Dirk, is we got to find Mr. Jack, right?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
so you had notes there, it with some addresses on it. Let's go up to this front desk here and let's figure out where these places are if they're close.
Yeah, let's do that, and let's walk. And I will tell to the person who was sending the phone to let me know if he manages to get through to this Shaw's office.
Very good, monsieur. Okay, and you head back to the front desk. I hear.
Yeah, Dirk is going to go. I asked Dirk to go to the front desk to see how close these places are.
Okay. So I am moving us to the map page, and to the right is a sort of fairly vague map of Port-au-Prince, to give you an idea. And so you're showing where those addresses are and asking where they are, basically.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the first one, the tarot reader, is up about here. I don't know if you can see that little radar ping on the map.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well,
that's up in
okay.
that way. You guys, by the way, are down at the bottom of the map here.
The
Hotel
hotel,
Wilson.
got it.
And then the other address you have is over here-ish, so that's a lot closer.
So that's the anthropologist, right?
Yep.
Okay, okay.
Hey, Miss Donna,
Yes.
the do you know any what's that say again, Dirk? What is it?
Anthropologist,
Uh,
John.
Do, do you know an anthropologist down here?
Um, do I remember any anthropologists down here?
Um, I mean, most of the anthropologists you've met have been at school.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, make me a hard luck roll.
Okay. Hard
You
luck.
can just either make the regular roll.
Oh, the roll
yeah.
options are up top. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
you
see
can
that.
you can do them that way, or you can
Right.
just roll them and it'll
Right.
tell us
It'll
either
tell
way.
us.
Yeah,
That was
you don't know if anybody in this area.
Okay. I don't know of anybody in this area.
so Miss Donna. What's an anthropologist?
Oh, shorthanded. They study humans.
Like the doctors?
No, more so behavior, culture.
Okay. All right.
Shadika, as an anthropology major, you're making me proud right now.
So hey, so the other on Dirk's notes, Miss Donna, he's got a thing for the library, and I ain't no use in the libraries, but like
Yes. Yes.
you good at that, right? You're good with the books and
Yes.
stuff, right? You can find them and
Yes, that I can do. I can also look up more about the Baron Lacroix as well.
oh, I thought it was crocodile. Okay, right, LaCroix. Okay.
Okay, can we ask where's the ADS National Library?
Yeah, it's actually right about in the middle of the map.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back and I'm going to brief you, James. And kind of here's the notes. Here's what Dirk has found, anthropology and stuff like that. Like, so what are you thinking, Mr. James? What's first?
How much of what's in those background reports is makes sense to me? Like when I see it, do I go, yeah, shit, I've been a bad boy?
When you see that stuff, it does start coming back to you. I mean, you do you do when it suggests that hey, Jack is missing, it's like, yes, that's why we were here, that's what this was all about.
Right.
And when you see some of the stuff about the history, it's like you do kind of remember those bastards at New World Incorporated try to buy your company out from under you, and the thing about selling guns to Haitian rebels as well as the U.S. government, you don't remember that specifically, but it kind of sounds like the kind of thing you'd do.
It's in your
Right,
wheelhouse.
right. Yeah. So while I've got Sean and nobody else is near, I'll kind of lean in and I'll be like, look, things have just gotten a lot more complicated when they're already complicated. So we have got to try to keep as low a profile as possible. But if things went bad and Jack is in trouble, we got to watch out for the government too. Like those bastards on base, they know what's going on and they were lying to us.
This ain't got nothing about my taxes last year, right? Something else?
No. This is Jack was down here to do some very sensitive work. Some things that we didn't want to necessarily be,
So
up in the front.
yeah, we'll find them, Mr. James. We'll find them. So look, like I said, Dirk's got some notes. It looks like he did before he, like forgot his name. He did. It looks like he was doing some of that investigating. So you may want to figure out with him like where we're headed.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And he'll stride over. All right, investigator, what have you investigated so far? What have we got?
So I have a few notes here. So from for what I know how I work, I just put down the notes and I follow the points one by one. So I suggest we go to the library. We try to figure out about this Baron guy to see the thing about the mark, but mainly I would go through the points I have in my notes. So We could look
Let's
up
do
the Gald, the Star Pulse, and the Voodoo, and this might be the first clues that might get us closer to your son.
This whole voodoo mess just sounds like balderdash. We don't. It's a scare tactic. That's what it is. It's got to be a scare tactic.
It
But let's
yeah, definitely might be scare tactic, but I think these people know well what they are doing. So they might try to get us off the lead, but also there's always a few hints why they are doing this, and they might point us to some person from whom we could get more information. One way or another.
Well, let's get to it. My son isn't getting any less missing now.
I don't believe Jack would be into anything with voodoo.
No, Jack is
Yeah,
Jack is always clean. He's always been a good kid, Miss Donna. I think that there's been a mix-up and a misunderstanding, and we'll get it all figured out. And you stay close because one missing kid at a time, right? So you stay close.
That is fair. Question. I'm going to assume they're going to keep Donna out of the loop about the whole being
Illegally smuggling guns to enemies in the United States kind of
She
thing.
knows nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
So where
we
we
sell
going?
war bonds.
So where we going, kids?
To the library.
Library.
To the
Can
library.
you get us a car, buddy? Yeah. You can get us a
Yeah,
car?
sure. He will certainly arrange for a cab. So James, while you're you're just kind of you've changed into this suit, but it was the hospital laundry, and they didn't do a great job with it. So you're probably going to change real quick. Also, it's very sweaty here.
Yeah.
So you kind of want to change into a different outfit. And so at one point you kind of go into the bathroom just to splash some cold water on your face before you head out. You're kind of you kind of open up the medicine cabinet, grab some aftershave just to make yourself feel a little better. And then as you close the medicine cabinet again, I would like you to make me a SAN check.
This is not good.
No, it's fine. Don't even worry about it.
You said sanity.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh wow, that's real bad.
No, that's real good.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's
I didn't read. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
that is
It doesn't always scroll down right.
Oh.
Okay. So it is going to it startles you certainly, but it doesn't have any long-term effects because when you close that cabinet, there is something sort of tucked into the corner of the mirror that definitely was not there before.
Like tucked in how? Like
Just
in
kind of,
the-
there's a little rim around the edge of the mirror and it's just kind of slid in there. And it's that right there on the screen.
What the hell is? What the?
What indeed the hell?
Oh my.
That is that's very disturbing. What the? Sean, get in here.
Yeah. So did you cut yourself? You okay?
No, and I'll pull out this. I'll say, "What the hell is this thing?" I'm just waving it in your face, like, "What the hell is?"
Let me see this. Is it like a card? Is it a piece of paper? What is it?
Yeah, no, it's like a playing card, a little bit bigger than the normal deck of playing cards.
Like a tarot size?
It's about the size of a Malifaux card, let's say.
So I don't know, Mr. James, but it looks like it's a misprint, right? Because it's upside down. You see that? See how the words are up there, and then wait, hold on. You know who? Let's bring this to Miss Donna. Hey, Miss Donna.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you ever play this game? This card game? Like your dad left a card. Like there's a card in there, and
She's going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Should I roll?
Oh yeah, give me an occult roll. Why
Okay.
not?
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay, yeah.
nice.
Well, obviously it's a tarot card. It's part of the major arcana that you're, familiar with. It's definitely not from any style of deck you've seen before. But basically, that this is one of the tarot cards. The death card traditionally represents sort of change, transition, the old making way for the new kind of thing. But if it was upside down, which is how he found it, it sort of symbolizes hopelessness, stagnation, fear of change. As
Okay.
for the design itself, it doesn't look like any deck you've seen or heard of.
Okay. Well, she'll start with like, well, the design's a bit different, but and you said you found it upside down?
Yeah, it was just on the mirror. 1 second it was in the mirror, or wasn't in the mirror. The next second it was there.
Okay, well, this is a tarot card, and it pretty much means hopelessness, fear of change, bad things.
What kind of
Um,
card game do you play with that?
it it's more like a future reading card game. It's not a game. It's okay.
Yeah. I don't want to touch that no more, Miss Donna. So like, you hold on to that stuff, right?
Yeah, we can bring this with us and ask the tarot reader because I only know a little bit about tarot, but enough to know that this is not a good sign.
What
It's a
is
threat. That's what you're saying. It is. It's some sort of someone is making some sort of threat against us.
Possibly, yes.
what is strange? I had this in my notes before we get this car. So it seems that there was some kind of lead that I was on. That's why I put down the address. So this is getting a bit scary on this
And,
part. But
and did this? And then she can read the tarot cards.
Yes.
Okay.
Think fortune teller.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. The tarot thing like messed me up a little bit.
She's gonna. Do she recognize at all the thing that's characterized on the card?
No, it's
Okay.
a thing in a top hat with 3 eyes and weird tendons.
All good.
Okay.
Actually, do you have any Cthulhu mythos?
I
Right
Zero.
under credit rating.
That's probably for the best. So no, you don't recognize it at all.
Okay.
So, Mr. James, we're talking about going to the library. Do we do the library? Or do we go talk to the fortune teller? Because if she put this card here, I got words.
Yeah,
Well, we
yeah.
don't know if she put the card here.
But if she can tell us what it means, then or
Yes.
give us an idea of who would have put it there, then maybe that's where we go. This is I'm telling you, this feels like a threat.
Yeah, Mr. James, they got the card downstairs. Let's go.
All right.
All right. So, for my reference, not that there should be any problems at the library, what are people bringing as far as weaponry? I can tell you that during your drive through town before, you saw a fair number of people carrying handguns openly, like on their belts. You didn't see much in the way of long arms or anything like that, other than at the military base. But it seems like they're pretty lax about, handguns.
I'll
So obviously,
bring
Dirk and I are going to have our handguns with us.
Right,
I'm gonna ask Donna and James though, like, hey, we got your guns in here. Do you want me to hold them? Do you want to hold them?
I would like my 38.
Yeah. Let's all be armed. I don't. Just got such a bad feeling. We're heading into some. This is not good.
But all right, so look, I'm gonna keep it on my belt so people can see my gun. I don't think they need to be seeing your guns.
Agree.
Yeah, the
Absolutely.
38 will fit into your purse without too much trouble. And for James, you can put it in a jacket pocket.
Yep.
The revolvers are pretty big, so those are hard to conceal, but the 38
Great.
should be fine.
And we got bullets and stuff between what Dirk had and whatnot.
Yeah, you got plenty of ammunition.
All right, good.
All right, cool.
So we're on to the
So-
tarot reader address.
I think that's first since we found the card.
Okay. All right, so you guys make your way through town. It looks much like it did before. It's getting sort of later in the day. But nothing unusual stands out until the driver pulls up in front of a bakery.
Yeah,
the hell is this?
is this the address? Because we're supposed to go to the fortune tellers.
This is the address, sir.
Uh,
And he kind of points at the number on the house and points to the piece of paper.
Well, let's just do this.
Okay. So you head inside, and there is a it looks like a bakery. There's the smell of fresh made bread in here, and looks like a lot of the stuff is sold out for the day, but there's a little bit left. And kind of a an older dark skinned lady, and says, looks up and says, "Bonjour."
Hello, we are hoping to find Marie here.
Okay, it doesn't look like they quite follow all the English, but when you say Marie, she kind of perks up a little bit and gestures at there's like a beaded curtain at the back of the room,
Of course,
there
beat it.
is.
Of course,
because that's how you do it.
she's gonna like kind of say merci beaucoup and start hitting
Nice.
in the back.
Okay, sounds good. She smiles at the effort. And yeah, so you head back in, and there is a it actually leads to a little service hallway where there's like a washroom and a storage room, and then at the end there's a door that's kind of got some colorful scarves and stuff draped in front of it, and you can sort of the door is open, and you sort of go there, and you can see that there is kind of what you would expect from sort of a low rent fortune teller. There's a big round table with a couple stools around it, and various crosses and weird symbols chalked on the walls and everything else. And there's a relatively young woman sitting at the table there. And she sort of smiles and perks up when she sees you and says, "Oh, bonjour. Did you change your mind about your reading?"
So that's why we're
Ja-
here.
James will just flop the card down on the table,
Okay.
just very aggressively. Pow!
Father,
She reacts like you put a live weasel on her table. She jumps back, crosses herself, and says, "Burn that.
You tell me what the hell this is.
That is an evil card. I do not want it in my shop."
but what is it?
It is an evil card. I do not know more about where they come from. Where did you get this?
It was literally in the mirror in my hotel room this morning. We have had a hell of a day, and I just need to know who would put this there.
Is is this does this have anything to do with Baron Lacroix?
And she kind of looks at you like she didn't expect that. And she says, the hat is right. It might represent him in some way.
What about the three eyes? What's that about?
I don't know.
What's
actually-
mocked mean?
What do you mean?
So a lady that cleans the cleaning lady came in. She said that Miss Donna, you remember what she said?
Yes, she said that Baron Lacroix marked us as she stared at us in utter fear and ran off.
And she kind of narrows her eyes and looks at all of you for a moment and says, "The Baron is one of the Gede. They're the keepers of the boundary between life and death. If he has marked you, it could mean any number of things. But
We found the card upside down.
that is not good. If it were a normal card, I would say it means how do you say, inertia, hopelessness. But no, none of these cards will do you any good."
So how do we get unmocked?
I don't know. Perhaps the cards can tell you.
And I turned to James and I'm going, hey, maybe we can jog our memory.
This is fine, but I need names by the end of this. I need to know who would put this in my room and where my son is. Can you do that? And I'll look right at her.
I do not know any of these answers, but the cards may be able to give you some guidance.
I will do it. I will
Okay.
do it.
Okay. So she basically says, "Take that off my table."
I'll pick it up.
Okay.
Put it back in my pocket.
And she, kind of lights some incense and does a couple passes over the part of the table where it was sitting. And says some quiet things in what sounds like Creole. And then when she's finally satisfied, she puts it back and gestures to Donna to sit down.
I'm just gonna sit.
Okay, she opens up a little wooden box and pulls out a deck of cards. They're about the same size and shape as the one you have. Donna, you've got enough occult that you would recognize that these are a much more traditional tarot deck.
Okay.
And she sort of hands them to you and says, shuffle the cards until you think it is ready, and then speak out loud the question you are hoping for an answer to.
Okay. She's gonna start shuffling the cards. Her first question is, I don't know, should it be yes or no, or
I mean, you would probably you've got enough that you might have picked up some of these before. It's basically just sort of they tend to be very broad questions, and the cards sort of make them a little more specific.
okay, she will ask, who would why are they marked by Baron Lacroix? Sounds important.
Okay. All right. She nods, and when you're done shuffling, she sort of takes the cards back and just sort of closes her eyes and concentrates on them for a moment, and then she says, "All right. The first card is the past. It represents where you are coming from, what you have already learned, already experienced." And she flips over the first card, and it is, while a different picture, a rather
Fantastic.
familiar nomenclature and position. And she kind of looks up at you and says, "As I have said, the reversed card here represents hopelessness. I think this means that you were in a place where you did not know what to do. You were at a loss. You've lost something important, but perhaps you've found a way to cope with it somehow."
Oh, that sounds so yes.
Okay, and she kind of nods a little bit when she gets that little bit of positive feedback, and she says, "The second card is the present. This is where you are right now, both physically and psychologically." And she flips over the second card. And she grimaces a little bit.
Donna is just like, why did I agree to this? This is nothing good.
Mm-hmm. And
Hey,
so
James,
this is
Mr. James, you think they got any like regular cards in there, like a four of spades or something? Holy shit!
And she says, "Well, when this card is reversed, it seems terrifying, I know, but this is actually a good sign. The reversed devil card says that you have insight. You are letting your intellect overcome your instinct and your primal decisions. One thoughtful man can accomplish as much as 10 fools. So this means that you are starting to get an understanding of your situation and can choose wisely in the future.
Well, that makes
Do
sense.
do
Okay.
not let the instinct override your intellect."
Okay.
The third card in this spread is the future. It is where you will soon find yourself. You will have to make an important decision. And she flips over the third card. It is still reversed. And she kind of grimaces a little bit. She says, "This card, when it is reversed, says that you are, how do you say, stuck in a rut. You're trapped in a pattern. You can't find a way to free yourself out. Um, with what I've seen so far, it sounds like you are looking for someone, and looking for them has put you in your current predicament. It is perhaps necessary to let them go in one way or another for to proceed. You may need to sacrifice your connection to them, or even sacrifice yourself in order to succeed in what you are trying to do.
I mean, nobody's sacrificing anyone, like that's for sure.
Mr. James, this gobbledygook stuff, man. This ain't good, right?
Doesn't sound like it to me. It sounds
It actually progressively gotten worse.
The fourth card, she says, just kind of, glaring up as you have this little dialogue there, is the obstacle. This is what stands in your way.
Oh, this
of
is gonna be a good
achieving
one.
your goal.
There's more.
There are 5 cards in the spread, she says. She says, the 10 of Wands. This means that you are carrying a great burden, and it is almost causing you to break down. It is very heavy for you to carry. And it can also represent deceit or treachery, or perhaps even self-deceit. So in order to overcome the things that challenge you, you must come to terms with the truth, whether someone else is hiding it from you or you're hiding it from yourself.
Okay.
And finally, the last card is the outcome. This is what you will achieve if you have, if you're able to overcome the obstacles that face you. She turns it over. It's not reversed this time,
That's something.
but it's still not a happy-looking card.
It hasn't come up on my screen. Has it come up on your
yeah.
screen?
I haven't seen
It has not.
All right, hold
Not
on.
yet.
Let me try the
Mm.
share again.
Oh, I like the suspense
Oh
though.
my
Oh,
god.
fantastic.
Okay.
It's-
Well,
That's good.
she says, I will not lie to you. This represents pain and suffering. This is the low point of your journey. But if you can overcome the obstacles that face you, the worst will be past, and great good can still be accomplished. You will find the truth, and that opens the possibility for success, though it may be painful to do so.
Yeah, we're gonna find him, Miss Donna. Don't you worry about what the cards say. We're gonna find Mr. Jack.
Maybe that's the problem when we find him.
He's gonna be fine.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's not often I get regrets about my decisions in life, but thank you. This is
So I'm gonna kind of try to talk to James without definitely Donna overhearing me. And go,
Okay, all right, you can step back while she's at the table.
Mr. James, any of this stuff make sense to you? Like, is there something? I mean,
it's complete balderdash. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's cards on a table, Sean.
okay, so like,
Come on.
because like I used to steal cigarettes and stuff when I was a kid. Like, if I need to tell somebody that, I'd like to, so we can find Mr. Jack, I'll do that, right? I'll tell her right now I stole cigarettes.
It's peasant superstition, is what it is. Come
Okay,
on, we're better
okay,
than that.
okay. No, you're right.
We
You're
have
right.
to
You're
find
right.
Jack. We have to find Jack. We have to find whatever's going, and all of this it's intimidation tactics. I've seen it at the table with nothing as insane as this, but this is all fear tactics. It's sabotage. We will find him, and whether we've got to pay for it or whether we've got to go in guns blazing, I don't care. We're going to get my son.
You're right, Mr. James. You're right, and I'm right there with you, and I'm not afraid of nothing.
And I will approach Mary, and I will say, "Look, lady, I'm Dirk Kessler. I'm private investigator, and we need to find what's happening. So, do you at least know where I could obtain such atypical tarot cards that here Mr. James has shown you? Like, where would I get these? You mentioned that you don't know these, so maybe that could help us a little bit."
She is clearly unhappy at the question, but she kind of looks up and says, show me the card again.
Hey, Mr. James, can I
pull it
have
out
the
of
card? Yeah.
yeah, I'll
Okay,
pull
and
it
she
out of
just
my
kind of
vest
looks
pocket.
looks at it for a second and says, "Put it away. Put it away."
Okay.
Yeah, tuck it back in.
The only thing I can tell you for certain, there is the third eye. That is the symbol of a cult that has been active in Haiti for a very long time. They call themselves, or they are called by the authorities. I'm sure they have a name for themselves. The cult of the floating horror.
I'm not sure I wanted that answer. Damn it.
Hey, Dirk, that was on your paper, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. Just shut up. Let her talk.
She kind of looks a little bit confused as the two of you have
Wha-
that
wha-
little exchange. But
Why did she want to see your sweater? She said she wanted to see the cardigan.
What what can you tell us about these people?
I know very little, I'm afraid. I know they've been extremely dangerous. They've been known to kidnap people. They have many dark rituals. They claim to be part of a voodoo tradition, but they are doing something older and darker than that.
So this is a voodoo cult, then?
They say
that
they
what I-
are, but no, they are something worse.
How
How
can I-
can you
yeah.
find more information?
Yeah.
I don't know. They
Mm.
are very secretive. Perhaps there is something in the library. Perhaps a proper mambo might know some more.
Proper who?
A mambo is a priestess of voodoo. I do not know very much about them, but
Where would we find this Mambo? Where could we look for her? Like in the library as well, or like do they have a
you would
sanctuary of
probably
sorts?
have to talk to some believers. I'm sure they have. I'm sure they have some, sanctuaries or areas where they do the rituals, but I do not know. I
Does she
wish I
look?
could tell you more.
Does she look like she's hiding something?
Give me a psychology roll.
Ah, yeah, right.
Everybody's favorite.
I'm in combat. That's why. Psychology. Here we go. That,
She
yeah.
seems sincere.
Okay. Do you know where is such sanctuary around Port-au-Prince?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Do you know any believers in the area that you could?
Most of the Haitian population are believers in voodoo one way or another. There's actually going to be a very large festival in a few days, the Fête Guédé. It is what the Christians call All Souls Day, All Saints Day, the first and second days of November. There is a great ritual that is tied to Baron Samedi,
Mm.
and
I mean, Baron Lacroix, right?
it is another name. They are four faces of the same Loa:
Okay.
Lacroix, Samedi, Cimetière, and Criminel.
Hey, Mr. James, my mother right now would be her breaking her fingers. She'd be crossing it so many times with all this stuff they're talking about.
Okay, since we hit so many things in my notes, does Star Pools tell you ring a bell, or is that anything you could think of?
No, she shakes her head. I have not heard of that.
Hey, ma'am, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
So, you ever seen us before?
Yes, you came here. I think it was Saturday. Yes, last Saturday you came. You did not want a reading, but you were asking questions about voodoo then too.
And did we mention anything else to you? Did we say any names or nothing, or like
We
location?
talked about you perhaps going to see Mr. or Dr. Northeast. He is an anthropologist who has been studying voodoo from more of
There we go.
a European perspective, and he might be able to give you better understanding. He might well know of a mambo that might assist.
So I hit Dirk on the arm. Sees you take good notes.
Yeah,
turn-
I'm definitely putting everything down like crazy.
I turn to the men and say, maybe we don't want to follow our exact path that led us to blacking out.
That's I'll take my wallet out. I'll hand the lady a couple dollars, and I will tell her
And she
we are
tucks them
staying.
into her shawl.
We are staying at the hotel. Leave a message at the front desk if you can think of anything else. Thank you for your help. And listen, I'm not a superstitious person, but if I wanted to get rid of this card, what would be the best way to do so?
I would say burn it, but don't do it
Good.
here.
All right,
Okay.
good enough.
All right. So you
And I'll
guys-
kind of look over at Sean and I'll say, just in case, just in case.
So I'm gonna take my handkerchief out and like grab the card like with my hanky and like look. I'm
Donna
gonna go.
is gently going to take the card and put it in her purse,
Hey Don, we got to burn that.
just in case we meet somebody from the cult. This may be our way in. Is all I'm saying.
She got your brains, Mr. James. I'll tell you.
All right. So you guys head back out.
Mhm.
All right. So you head back out through the bakery, and as you get out to the street, this is not an area that's paved. It's mostly dirt roads around here, and you can see coming up the little walkway from the street to the bakery. You can still kind of see your footsteps in the dirt that was there, and then you notice there's like a little mark or something just kind of out of the corner of your eye. There's like a little mark or something, and then you hear this sort of pinging sound, and you see a couple local kids, maybe 7-8 years old, with a hammer and these long nails, and they're just pounding them into where your footsteps were.
What are you doing, you little shits?
And he looks up, they look up, and they just scatter to the four winds.
Did they leave the things on the ground or they took them? with
They
them,
probably
or
dropped a
just-
couple nails.
So they were literally putting nails into the footprints, right?
James, Mr. James, this ain't good. I'm telling you, I've got the feeling, man, that something that I'm not saying I believe this stuff, but this ain't good.
Well, the problem is they believe it.
Well, here's
I'm,
my
I'm
outlook on
yanking the
belief.
nails out of the ground.
Okay.
Here's my thing with belief. Better safe than sorry. We should get rid of the footprints.
Good call. Start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, okay. What's there to lose, right?
You pull up the nails. You sort of just rub your feet over the space where those footprints are to cover them up, and a lot of dust and dirt kind of comes up a little bit. And as it clears, you're back in the hotel.
Oh my God.
Oh, what?
Let's roll
no
credit.
way!
No.
Oh, unfair.
Let's call that session one, shall we?
We'll go to credits. We'll be right back. So, people who watch this channel know that I love having a great way to end a session. And Brian, it's one of the best endings to a session we've had on this channel. That was
learned
amazing.
at the feet of the master.
Oh, that was amazing. That was amazing. So now I want to pull back the curtain a little bit. Was that in your back pocket or?
Well, we had talked about ending around this time, and there are a couple odd things that can happen given the way you're kind of set up with the blackouts and the missing time. It's something I have available when I need it.
Oh, it's so good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with how it's going. So
The
far.
whole
You
session
guys
was
are
great.
awesome. You
Oh,
folks
yeah.
are awesome. I shouldn't.
Oh, so good. So good. All right. So Shadika, this is your first time playing Call of Cthulhu.
Yes.
So the system's very different than Fear. So for those of you watching, Shadika played Fear Itself, which is another horror RPG, a different system. Do you notice anything different with it mechanically? Like, does that matter to you or?
It does not necessarily matter to me. It's just a lot more skills to do, and just finding them and where I think they will be versus where they actually are is just
Yeah.
kind of It just took me like a second to be like, okay,
You can
here we
definitely
go.
see Call of Cthulhu has some very old school roots
Yeah.
that it hasn't entirely outgrown.
Mhm.
It's not nearly as streamlined as some of the new stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, th- Thanks, Coda. It was good seeing you.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
And Vaslav, your first time playing Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, no, yeah. What
Um,
yeah, what
no.
I love is the setting. Like
Yeah.
we slowly uncovering something. There's this voodoo stuff. Like that's so Call of Cthulhu. As I meant, that's so great. And about the system, it's the 100% system. The less I have to care, like if you tell me just roll this stat, and I have idea what are my strengths, and I'm okay with it. And we talked with it about this before that I don't like fiddling and optimizing the character that much. And since we have like prepared characters for this one shot, that's in my league, so that was great. Like I have a few hints what to do, what are the strong points, and that's my starting point. Love
It's
it.
funny you say that, Vaslav. I used to really hate pre-gens. When I say used to, I mean like back when long before I got back. Now that I've come back, assuming the pre-gens are good and the table is good, I love it. And it almost like if we're going to play like 30 session campaign, then yes, I want you to make your own character. But for what we're doing now, yeah, let's do some pre-gens that have already got everything, ready to go. And I'm a fan.
Yeah, pre-gens can be very liberating, I find, because
Yeah.
you're not as invested in them. You're sort of have as much weight on the story itself as you do on the character.
Good call.
And in a game like Call of Cthulhu, where death and madness is a very real risk, I think they're often useful.
Well, and I think too, like it's very fun to like step into a character. Like you have these stats, and you have to go, how do these stats translate to a personality? Which is like the first thing I did as soon as I looked. I was like, well, first of all, like the genre. We know this guy's an industrialist. We know it's the 1930s. Like, what are how do these stats translate to a personality? So that's the thing I try to do with any pre-gen or any like any character I make is like, how do I take these numbers and make them real, make them interesting?
Nice.
Yeah, agreed. This is my first pre-gen actually.
Well, I think you've got it picked up pretty well. So
you got right into Donna's skin, like immediately like made her yours, which is great, which is absolutely great. All right, so this was for those of you watching, this was unscheduled. Originally we were going to be playing Mothership today, but we had some scheduling issues with the players. Out of nowhere, Brian stepped up. He and I have been talking about doing this for a while anyway. And it's luckily Maeve, Shadika, and Vaslav were available, so this is great. I don't know when our next session will be. I can tell you it's going to be soon because I can't wait. I cannot wait. So stay tuned. Make sure you're following us on all the socials to keep track of the schedules. What we have coming up, we've got Icons coming up, we've got Forbidden Lands coming up, so you get a chance to see Brian playing that, and then of course we've got Mothership coming in 2 weeks, so we can see what's going on there. It feels like, and then I've got our other Call of Cthulhu game. That's, just we've been hit with schedules.
You're very popular, Chris.
I'm dying to get this stuff done. So, Brian, cannot thank you enough, man. That was just great.
Oh, thank
I can't
you.
wait to play again.
This has been a fantastic
Awesome.
fun time. I can't wait to do more.